So, good morning, ma'am. My name is Arnel P. Makiling and the first presenter of our group. And our topic for this morning is all about the developing the distribution channel. So, what do you mean by developing the distribution channel? So, when we say channels of distribution, it is the path through which products move from the place of productions to the place of ultimate consumption. It is the connecting link between the producer and the consumer to sell the products. When we say a channel of distribution, it is the path which is the product or the goods itself will be transferred to the end users before from the start, like from the producer to the wholesaler, and wholesaler to the retailer, and to the end users. So when we say channels of distribution, it creates also the utilities of time, place, and position by bridging the gap between the point of production and the point of consumption. And it also the channels of distribution, utilities of time, consists of utilities of time, because when the product will be transferred to the other places, it is to deliver or to distribute to the other places. It consists of time and also place, because the product itself, we need to place it in a good way, because we need to transfer to the end users. So it consists also for the position by bridging the gap between the point to the production and the point of consumption. When we say about the position, the position of its product also, which we bridging the gap, which is the point of the product, which is in the wholesaler to the end users, which is the product, or the product itself, so the end users will experience the good quality of that product to the end users, and how to rate them, that will be encourage them to buy again. So in channels of distribution, it's very important. You know why? Because as we know that some of the Filipinos, or some, like for me, I'm a Filipino, some of us many people are using buying online selling. And also the product itself, when we say buy online, is the product itself is good, and the quality is good, because sometimes the product, it's packaging, through the packaging itself, and also the distribution. And the first what are some best practices for developing and managing your distribution channel? So, well, the first is assess your market customers' needs. Before you decide on your decision channels, you need to understand your target market and customer segments, their preferences, behaviors, and expectation. You can conduct market research, surveys, interviews, or focus groups to gather insights and feedback. And you also need to analyze your competitions and their distribution strategies and identify any gaps or opportunities in the market. Based on your findings, you can define your value proposition and distribution objectives, such as increasing market share and enhancing customer loyalty and reducing costs. So assess your market and customers' needs. So when we say assess your market and customers' needs, it's very important that we need to first to know that before we proceed to our distribution of our product, we need to first what is our target market on that place, or our customer segments, or what they can satisfactions or their needs in that preferences or in that places, and also their behavior, because it's very considerable that we need to first consider their behavior and how to buy the product and itself, and also their expectation. It's very important that they receive a good quality of its product that is best for that that best fits for their own end users. So as we consider that, it's the best practices that developing the managing and distribution channel.
Some of the best practices for developing and managing your distribution channels is choosing your distribution channels. So there are different types of distribution channels, and one of those is the intensive distribution, where it is a method which a company tries to sell the product from a small vendor to a big store. That is why the product is easily accessible to consumers. So this method is suitable for a high demand, impulsive products, or low-cost frequently purchased products such as snacks or beverages. So next is the selective distribution, where it is a method where limited number of retailers or distributors are chosen to sell a product. So this method is suitable for higher price, differentiated, or specialty products. Another one is the exclusive distribution. So it is a method where company grants a single or a fewer retailer or distributor the exclusive right to sell their products in a specific region. So this method is suitable for premium, luxury, or niche products. So after choosing your distribution channels, you have to design your distribution channels. So consider the channel length, width, and conflict when making this decision. So a longer channel can increase reach and reduce cost, but it reduces control and communication with customers, I mean. On the other hand, a shorter channel can increase margins and customers' satisfaction, but increases workload and expenses. A wider channel can increase market coverage and customer convenience, yet it increases competition and price pressure. In contrast, a narrower channel can increase differentiation and customer loyalty, but it limits market potential and choice. Channel conflict is a potential issue that may arise between members of the distribution channel due to the competing interests or expectation. So it must be managed effectively to maintain trust and collaboration.
Number 4. Optimize your distribution channels. Once you have a design or distribution channels, you need to optimize them regularly by monitoring their performance, evaluating the result, and making adjustments as needed. You need to use relevant metrics and indicators such as sales volume, market shares, customer satisfaction, retention, and loyalty, distribution cost, margin, and profit. To measure the effectiveness and efficiency of your distribution channels, you need also to collect the analysis feedback for your customers and your channels partners to identify any strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, or threats in distribution strategy. Based on your analysis, you need to improve or modify your distribution channels by adding and improving intermediate outlets or levels, changing your price or promotion strategy to introduce a new product or service. So example is to optimize your distribution channels, analyze your current channels, and identify target audience, manage inventory, monitor performance, offer great customer service, adapt the trends, collaborate with partners, and continuously evaluate and improve your product. Function of distribution channels. Number 1. Sorting. The middleman collect goods from various sources. These goods are different in quality, size, nature, color, and etc. These intermediaries sort these goods into homogeneous groups on this basis of the size, quality, nature, and etc. So, ang example ng sorting is involves organizing and managing the flow of goods of service from the producer to the end user at the end consumer. This process ensures that the products are efficiently transferred, stored, and marketed to the customer effectively. So, distribution channels sorting can be done through different methods such as direct selling, indirect selling, wholesaling, retailing, and Each method has a unique approach to the sorting and developing product to the consumer. Number 2. Accumulation. This function involves of goods into largest homogeneous stock which maintain continuous flow of supply. The is accumulation refer to the process of consolidating various distribution channels to efficiently manage and stream, streaming the flow of goods of service from the producer to the end customer. So accumulation is conscious. It's mean bringing together different methods or routes through which a product reaches its customers. This can include various channels such as retail stores, online platforms, wholesalers, and direct to the customer sales.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is April Rose Jane Adela. The function of distribution channel. Allocation. Allocation involves breaking homogeneous stock into similar marketable lots. The example of this is the breaking similar product into similar and similar lots, allocating at the wholesaler level in code breaking bulk. The next is the assorting. Middleman product variety of goods from different sources as and delivered them in combination desired by the customers. A retailer collects a variety of customers' goods and delivers them on household. And the example on this is the channel partner can provide a sorting by getting product from multiple producers so there are more choices available to buy their product. And the next is the product promotion. The middleman advertised the product. Keep with them, they also do certain sales. Promotion activities like demonstration, specific sales promotion activities like demonstration on a product. And the example of this is distribution channel play a vital role in a business by ensuring efficient product distribution, expanding marketing reach, and exchange customer satisfaction. And the next is the negotiation. The negotiation tried to reach agreement on a price and other terms of sales. And the example on this is the negotiations follow economic encompasses the institution that are associated with the actual exchange process. And the last one is the rest taking. The breast the rest of changes in a demand damage in trace the destruction. And the example on the risk taking in the process of distribution of the goods, the merchant middlemen take little of the goods. And the theory of assurement rests on account of price and demand function storage distribution. And that's all.
So my name is Lizelle Pacaro, BSB MN3, and this is my part report, type of distribution channel. So a distribution channel represents a chain of businesses or intermediaries through which the final buyer purchases a good or service, distribution channels include wholesalers, retailers, distributors, and the internet. So in short, it is the journey of a product or service from the manufacturer to the end consumer. So direct distribution channel, this type of channel does not have any market intermediaries. The goods go from the producer direct to the customer. So this is also known as zero level distribution channel. So in a direct distribution channel, the manufacturer sells directly to the consumer. The direct sales of products to consumers without the involvement of intermediaries, so such as through company-owned retail outlet, online platform, or direct sales agent. So it is also known as zero level. Typically refers to direct distribution, where products are sold directly from the producer to the consumer without any intermediaries. It's essentially the same concept as direct distribution.
Indirect distribution channel. In this type of channel, there are intermediaries and the product directly does not go the customer. This further can be classified in its following categories. An indirect distribution channel. It involves intermediaries between the manufacturer and the end customer. An example would be a manufacturer can selling its product to wholesalers who then distribute the retailers, and finally the products are sold to customer. Next is one level channel. There is only one intermediary between the producer and customer. The intermediary can be a retailer or a distributor. One level refers to distribution channel where a manufacturer sells directly to end customer without involving intermediaries like wholesaler or retailers. For example, of this would be a manufacturer who sell their products online through their own website bypassing middlemen. Example, that Tata sells sell its cars only that in authorized retailers to expensive watch.
My assigned topic is two-level channel. This type of channel has two intermediaries, namely wholesaler or distributor and retailer. A two-level channel in distribution involves two intermediaries, a wholesaler or distributor and a retailer. The manufacturer sells products to wholesaler or distributor who then sells them to the retailer, who in turn sells them to the end customer. Number 1. What is a wholesaler? A wholesaler is a business that buys product in large quantities from manufacturers and sells them in smaller quantities to the retailers or other businesses. Wholesalers act as intermediaries between manufacturers and retailers, providing storage, transportation, and distribution services. They typically offer lower prices per unit compared to retailer prices, making it economical for retailers to purchase goods in larger quantities. For example, an example of wholesaler of banana chips could be a company like Tropical Treats Wholesale Distributors. This wholesaler would procure banana chips in large quantities of products directly from manufacturers or farmers who produce and process the chips. Then they would then distribute these banana chips to retailers such as grocery stores, convenience stores, or specialty food shops who sell them to consumers. Number 2. A retailer. What is retailer? A retailer is a business or individual that sells products or services directly to consumers. They act as the final link in the supply chain. purchasing goods from wholesalers or manufacturers and selling them to customers for a profit. Retailers operate in physical stores, online platforms, or both, providing convenient access to a variety of products for consumers. Example. An example of a retailer could be Walmart. Walmart is a multifunctional retail corporation that operates a chain of hypermarkets, discount department stores, and grocery stores. It offers a wide range of products, including groceries, clothing, electronics, household goods, and more to consumers through its physical stores and online platform.
Hello everyone, I am Jill Rose Maratas, the last reporter. The three-level channel. This is a very long channel of distribution in which three intermediaries, namely distributor, wholesaler, and retailer. So this is used when the producer wants to be fully relieved of the problem of distribution and thus hands over his entire output to the selling agent. So what is the selling agents? The agents distribute the product among a few wholesalers. Each wholesaler distributes the product among a number of retailers who finally sell it to the ultimate consumers. This channel is suitable for wider distribution of various industrial products. So here is an example of a sugar distribution in a three-level channel involving the producer, wholesaler, retailer, and the customer. So first, sugar producer or manufacturer. The sugar producer is the manufacturer of sugar products. They produce sugar in various forms such as granulated sugar, brown sugar, and powdered sugar. The producer packages the sugar and sells it to wholesalers in bulk quantities. For the wholesalers, the wholesaler acts as an intermediary between the sugar producer and the retailer. They purchase large quantities of sugar from the producer and store it in their warehouse. So the wholesaler then sells the sugar to retailers in smaller quantities. So for the retailer is the final link in the distribution chain before reaching the customer. Retailers include grocery stores, supermarkets, convenience stores, and other retail outlets. They purchase sugar products from wholesalers and display them on their shelves for customers to purchase. So the customer is the end user of the sugar products. They visit retail stores to purchase sugar for personal or commercial use. Customers may buy sugar for baking, cooking, sweetening beverages, or other purposes. So, in this three-level distribution channel, the sugar producer supplies sugar to wholesalers, who then distribute the products to retailers. The retailers sell sugar to customers, fulfilling their demand for the product. So, the four-level channel, the producer, distributor, agent, wholesaler, retailer, and customer, this is the longest channel where the goods pass through four intermediaries before they reach the end user. Mostly in case of crop, vegetables, wheat, fruits, and etc., this channel is most popular, although with the intervention of central and state governments, some intermediaries are chopped off from the list. The price of the product tends to be quite high in this channel. So that's all, and thank you.